Hi everyone, you are watching a video that is part of my BitBucket Pipelines series. In this video, I will show you how you can use environment variables. So what are environment variables? Well, they're a place to store sensitive configuration information. These variables are available to the entire system and is mostly used for storing credentials. So why are they used to store credentials? Well, suppose that you are the developer of a web application that uses a database to store information. Also suppose that you use a service like GitHub or BitBucket to store your source code. Well, that would mean that your database credentials are hard-coded in your code. That also means that everyone with access to the source code can see your credentials. Not really secure. In fact, this is a very big security issue. In 2014, there was a lot of media attention around people getting hacked because they had committed their credentials to a service like GitHub or BitBucket. Luckily though, environment variables are a solution to this problem. You can use them to store sensitive information that is required for connecting to a database or for deploying to a production service, for example. They are stored outside of your Git repository and only accessible to those with administrator rights. So let's check out how they work in BitBucket Pipelines. Okay, so for the purpose of this video, I created a simple BitBucket project which just contains one hello.txt file and of course my BitBucket Pipelines configuration file. Now in this configuration file, there's nothing really special. It just has one script line that says echo hello world. Now suppose that we want to use some login information in this script to, for example, connect to a server or something. Well, how do we do that? Well, we first go to the settings of your repository, and under the section pipelines, you go to environment variables. And now here it's possible to set any number of environment variables that you want. So for example, I could store my FTP credentials in here, for example. So let me just type FTP-underscore username. And then I can give it my username, for example, which is Xavier. I can add that, and now this is an environment variable. I can make another one. I can do FTP-underscore password, and I can type in my super strong password. And now I also have the option to put this environment variable as a secured variable. Now the only difference that a secured value has over a normal value is that if you add it, it becomes just starred out. You can't see what the value is of the variable, and you also can't edit it anymore. If you edit it, it just overrides your previous value. Okay, so I'm going to cancel this operation, and now we're ready to use these environment variables in our deploy scripts or in our testing scripts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to source, and I'm going to the BitBucket Pipelines configuration file, and I'm going to edit it. And instead of saying echo hello world, I can now say echo $FTP username. And I'm also able to use echo FTP password, just to show you that this works. So if I commit this and I just say testing environment variables, and then I commit this to my repository, this will trigger a new build. So let me go to the pipeline section. Let's see, there we go. I'm going to open the log for this new build. And there we go. This is the output of our pipeline, and you can see that it runs two commands. It runs echo $FTP username and echo FTP password. And if I click on it, I can see that FTP username, the value of that is Xavier, and that the value of FTP password is still protected. I mean, the console doesn't show you the value of the password, yet it actually did use the real password, the real value for my password. That's it for this video. In the next video, I will show you how you can use BitBucket Pipelines to deploy a website to an FTP server. If you like this video or you want to learn more about BitBucket Pipelines, make sure to subscribe to my channel or follow me on Twitter.